Hey guys, what's going on today? This is me, Su, back with another episode of our Banished campaign. And we're waiting for the schoolhouse to get done. We've had a few early starvation deaths, but I think we're gonna bounce back. No problem. And our problem right now is we're out of wood. So we're gonna need to assign some wood chopping. Although we did assign a bunch of stone mining going on over here, and we only have 4 laborers. So I'm thinking to let some of that finish, but I might as well go ahead and queue it up. I don't think it'll hurt anything. So let's do that. Give me a lot of trees. I don't want it to interfere with our gathering here, so I can pretty much take out all of this. If I pin this, yeah, now I can sort of issue orders there. But anyway, that's going to be plenty of stone to get our schoolhouse up. The next priority might be a fishing lodge. If I can convince myself that it will be efficient enough down here, then I'll go ahead and build that. I could come all the way out here with a pier, but that's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be too involved, I'm afraid. So for now, we'll just focus on getting enough lumber to build the things we need. And I think we're going to be fine on food now. We do not have any seeds, so we do need a trader here before too long. But mainly I just want a blacksmith and the school up and working. Our kids are growing up into laborers. Now we only have 4 kids, so we should probably think about another house. But it's too important to get the school up. That's got to be my top priority for the moment. Yes, I know, food keeps getting low. We can always assign 2 more gatherers if we need to. We do have space for that. This thing has gotten massively long now. This list of jobs that you can have. That's what Colonial Charter does. Okay, so now we have a need for... we have 1 builder, okay. We'll go ahead and make 2, that'll be fine. Here we have some food being brought back, that's nice. Very little amounts, but food nonetheless. We definitely want some seeds before too long so we can start some agriculture. But I think the 2 gatherers huts plus maybe a fishing place will have us in a sort of okay position. I think. We'll have to see. It's crazy how fast your food starts to go, especially once your population grows. We just had 2 children, so... I do want another house. This one has room for 1. This one has room for 1. And these 2 have no room. We have some adults here that would happily move out, I'm sure, and start a new family unit. So we'll do that, but for right now, we're just going to assign a school teacher, which means it's going to take even longer for these children to grow up, which is not exactly bueno, but it is what it is. Alright, how about a fisher place, a fisherman's lodge? Got a pretty good amount of stone, decent amount of logs. I'd like a few more logs probably before I get to building anything else. So why don't we harvest all these trees in here that we can. And get those little saplings as well. Maybe some of these. So that'll take a little while, and then we'll come down here. I mean, this is not so bad, right? It's not going to be super efficient no matter what we do. But that's at least... I think this is the best spot. It's a little bit far down, but... What the hell? I'm going to go ahead and assign that. That way we have an alternative source of food. And that'll be great. And from there, I think we want another house, and then maybe start thinking about a blacksmith. I don't know how many fishermen I'm gonna assign right off the bat, because we have a very small amount of people. I might just assign 1. 1 or 2, maybe 2. That'll leave me 3 laborers. That's enough to get shit done with. Pretty much. It's getting cold again. We have somewhat of a stockpile of food, not a huge amount, but probably enough to where we won't have any starvation deaths as long as the food keeps coming from the gathering huts, which it should. I don't know whether it would be more efficient to put the two more people into my gatherers or to put 3 people into here. This is maybe 75% water, so I don't know. It could be pretty efficient. Not as efficient as these, though. Although, I still haven't cleared out all the stones. That's going to take a long time. Clearing out all the stones is going to be a lot of work. For a lot of laborers, which I do not currently have. Alright, are we bringing stuff? Why are we not bringing stuff? I think they're still finishing up chopping those trees. Understandably. Also, it's winter now. I don't really have any coats for them. A hunter's lodge might help with the leather. I do see some deer here. So we should probably go with a hunter's lodge too. Seems like our food is stabilizing. Still not ready to start thinking about making a beautiful city yet, but we are almost to the point of survival. We got some kids going to school now. That's very nice. So they will be fully educated adults. Yeah, we're going to need a hunter's lodge for leather. I had sort of forgot about that, if I'm being honest. But I wasn't sure that there were deer on this map because it's a desert. But apparently there is. So that's what we're going to do next, is a hunting lodge there. We're not going to be able to fill all this shit up, but it's going to be really nice to have the option to put everybody into food if we need it, so that we can just sort of grow like gangbusters. I think I want 2 houses. Once all this is established, I'm going to feel pretty secure in my food, even though they won't all be filled up. Yes, tools are going to be low. I'm just going to have to work without tools for a little while. Although a blacksmith's not totally out of the realm of possibilities here. There's so many different kinds of smiths you can get as well. But I'm just going to go for the blacksmith, which requires some iron we don't have yet. But the other stuff we pretty much have. At least we do now. We're going to build houses out of it probably first, because we just need more people. We need more kids to be born. And this is taking forever for some reason. Here comes Harolyn. Harolyn will do some of the work. And his friend Parisi. That's a terrible name. Alright, so fishing docks done. I think I'll stick 2 people in there. I think we can afford that. And then that leaves us just 3 spare people. 2 of which are going to have to go build this when they're able. But happily, it seems like we're going to survive the winter, so that's nice. And as soon as we see some progress happening on this hunter cabin, I'm going to start plotting some new homes for people, so we can see a little growth. Because we do need to have more kids. Remember, there's a golden ratio that's trademarked by Dead Inside, which, if I remember correctly, you need to have 50% as many kids as you have adults. Is that right? Kids and students. I don't know. Remind me in the comments. And I'll go ahead and place 2 more houses. Even though we probably can't get to them just right away. That'll be fine. We're going to bring our stone out there. Hopefully we'll have enough building materials for everything. Let's say we have quite a bit of stone. Not too many logs, but about enough. No, we're going to need more logs for sure. Although, in clearing places, they've got some more logs, so that's good. Hate when builders come and just do a little bit of work and then run away. That really pisses me off for some reason. How are we doing with just 2 fishermen? We're getting some fish. Okay. I can see we've got enough food to grow now. So I'm happy about these 2 houses. This one's all ready to be built. As soon as the builders finish this, they'll go work on that. That'll be great. And then we can start thinking about a blacksmith. We'll have to do some tree clearing and some stone gathering first, which will be fine. But then it will be about time for a blacksmith and maybe even a trading place here so that we can start to get some seeds. Then we can really grow once we get the agriculture going. And start thinking about a tailor and all that kind of basic stuff that we got to cover. Am I forgetting anything? I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of stuff, but those are the basics. We'll need a church and a cemetery at some point. We probably won't go into all the crafting and stuff yet. So a lot of this stuff I've never actually messed with. I have messed with most of it at this point, but some of it just looks different. Like, that looks pretty cool. Would look pretty cool in a city anyway. So we're going to do all that when we make our big main city. And we'll make a little village down here to support the construction of the city. Once we get a bridge and we get ourselves established, that'll be easy to do. Alright, we are officially out of logs, which is okay, I guess. I think I can afford to put 1 hunter in there. Yeah, 1 hunter. And that leaves me with only 2 laborers. But a child was just born, and we've got some new families setting up here. They're going to have 2 kids at least. These guys could have another kid. These houses are built for 4, right? So, yeah. So that'll work out. Basically what we need now is some wood. So we'll take care of that by just, let's see, I don't want to get in my range here. Let's pin that. And then we'll go around chopping whatever is not quite in there. It's like that'll do the trick. Open up some space. That's a lot of chopping for my 2 laborers, but it's got to be done. We got to have all that stuff out of the way. Excuse me. And we got to have that wood to continue to grow. How we doing? Something about the hunting cabin. It just doesn't seem as reliable for food. Like, I don't know if it only works when there's deer around or what. But it never seems quite as reliable as the other buildings. But anyway. It's definitely worth having. And then a forester here too would be great. So I have a constant supply of wood. But that comes later. And then of course these things will have to be moved later on to, you know, somewhere way out here on the peripheral. So that I can do my main building. So what I was thinking. Agriculture and stuff out here. You know. In the fullness of time. And then this is going to be like city walls and quays. This is going to be the main heart of the city with marketplaces and all that kind of stuff. Down here I was thinking I'd have all my industrial quarries, things like blacksmiths, all that kind of stuff. Big plans. We're still a long way off from all that, but I'm starting to plan it out now in my head. Getting some kitties born from those 2 new houses. That's good news. Actually, only one of them was in the new house. I guess some space might have been opened up over here for this child. So that's good. So we have 9 out of 13 now, so we're well above our golden ratio. So I think we can not build any more houses for a while, although this one's going to be finished as soon as we can get the logs that we need, which is now. Yep. So we'll assign one builder to do that. That way we'll have plenty of room to grow. And as long as we can fill... Okay, so we are getting some leather now, which is great. And bone meal, too, which I forget exactly what it's used for, but it does have uses. We might have bitten off more than we could chew here with this whole swath of trees. Especially with just one laborer, but hopefully some kids will matriculate sooner or later. So leather can be turned into like basic clothing. We're going to want to do that. Probably though, the next on my agenda is to start gathering iron, because the blacksmith not only requires iron to do what it does, but also needs iron just to be built in the first place. So we'll have to do that if we want to keep people having tools. Otherwise, people are going to run out of tools and they're less productive, which sucks. Freem became a student. That's great news, Freem. Alright, so this house is about to finish, at which point we'll have 2 laborers to do all that tree chopping, along with whoever else is free. I think we should probably cap our food at 1,000, maybe 1,500 might work better. So you can upgrade to this for a fancy townhouse or a town abode. There's no reason to upgrade to more warmth and larger inventory space is not... I don't know. It doesn't seem that important to me. More warmth. I mean, what is that? Is it going to make my health go up a half? My health here go up a little bit, maybe. Alright, so we got a new little family unit there with Freem. He's still a student, but... that's going to free us up to have some kitties. Not that we really need any. Got plenty. I mean, we do want to keep growing, obviously. But the current crop, if you will, is fine for our needs in the near future. As long as nobody else dies. That really sucked. So we're getting some venison, and we're starting to see some leather build up. Well, not really. Blueberries are our main source of sustenance. How is the chopping going for my 2 laborers? Well, they're doing their best, but it's a lot of work. Next is going to be iron, so don't get too comfortable. Temperatures dropped now to pretty low, but our firewood levels remain okay for now. Eventually we'll need a proper firewood chopper. No offense. Whatever your name is. Yeah, I probably was a little overzealous here, but you gotta do it. Just having 2 laborers is gonna take freaking forever. These guys... What's your real job? Are you a laborer? Oh, wow, she's so unhappy. It must have been like her brother or something that died from starvation. Otherwise, there's no reason for her to be that unhappy. Yeah, this is just too much work for 2 people. They'll get it done, though, eventually. He's got no tool. That sucks. Alright, so that puts me in the mind to go ahead and do the blacksmith, because I'm going to start seeing people without tools, and I'm going to be really annoyed with that if I don't fix the situation. So what I think I'll do cancel removal on the rest of that, because I was a little overzealous, honestly. So that should cancel the majority of it. And there is some iron over here that is inside my gatherer's hut zone. So start to work on that. And I'm going to speed up time here since it's going to be a little slow for a while. We're also going to need a little more stone. More kids being born, which is great. The fact that they have to go through school, though, just takes a lot of time. So that's why I'm sort of going a little speedy here. Another student, so 4 students. Meanwhile, we are getting iron incredibly slow, and our food reserves are dwindling. But why? I've put so many people into food production. It really takes a lot to feed people. It's probably just most of the food is in the houses, which is okay. Still, I'd like to see a healthy level maintained. But it's hard. How is that iron coming? We got only 18, 20. We're going to need to do a little bit better than that. So, I'd say come do this too. That's a lot. We're going to need a little more stone as well. Just hard to make things happen. Well, we got 3 people now, so that's a thing that happened. Alright. Well, I'm thinking about wrapping up this episode here in just a minute. There's not a whole lot to see or do right now. It's going to be like a little bit grindy. I'll probably fast forward it a little bit off camera just so that you guys don't have to watch the sort of grindy bits. Anyways, I hope you like the series. I really would appreciate your tips, even though they will sort of be delayed a bit because I'm pre-recording a bunch. But still, always nice to hear from you. So, yeah. Take it easy, guys. See you next time. Bye.